Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praises to the Most High God Yahweh, somebody God sent Yahushua. All right, it's another Torah portions.
Khan, this brother Nathaniel Allah, Shabbat Shalom. Hope everybody's having a peaceful and restful Shabbat day. The weekly Shabbat, which is from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, evening to evening, buying and selling, no personal pleasure, and rededicate yourself back to the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai HaMashiach. This week's Torah portion, we'll be reading about Toldot, which means family history. We'll be reading in Genesis, the 25th chapter, starting from the 19th verse, going all the way over to Genesis, the 28th chapter, and the 9th verse. The half Torah portion we'll be reading in Malachi, the first chapter, starting from the first verse, all the way over to the second chapter, ending at the 7th verse. And the Brit Kadash, which is also known as the New Testament portion, we'll be reading in Matthew, the 10th chapter, verses 21 to verse 38. So this week's Torah portion, we'll be reading the story of the last two nations we've gone on earth, which is Esau and Jacob. That had 10 sons and 2 grandsons, which became our nation, the nation of Yasha'Allah, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, who you so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, Seminole Indian, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombians, Brazilian, Uruguayans, and Mexican, of Indian and Negro descent, Aztec and Maya descent, that these people make up the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. So with that being said, we can get ready to stand and face towards Jerusalem, which is towards Jerusalem, our homeland, and open this week's Torah portion, this week's Shabbat service with the opening prayer of Abinah, which is Yahushai's prayer. Okay. Amadium, while upon Jerusalem, stand and face towards Jerusalem. Call and response. Okay. Abinah, here we go. Abinawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Balak Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kahaya, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kabawafina, Kashalakna, Kabawafina, Wala'a, Dabiyaw, Benasayawan, Abo, Hawashai, Marai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La'iralamyam, Aman, Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is, in heaven. Give us this day, our daily, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Amen. Okay, the Ashayah. I'll be reading from Psalms 84, verse 4, Psalms 144, verse 15, Psalms 145, and Psalms 115, verse 18. We're not doing it in F.O.R. yet. Okay, but that day is coming. Okay, it'll be in English, and I'll do it. Okay, just say it with me in your mind. Okay, here we go. Blessed are they that dwell in their house. They will still be praising thee, Selah. Happy is that people whose Allah, blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They still be praising thee, Selah. Happy is that people whose Allahaya is Yahweh. I will totally my Allahaya, O King. I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and I shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercy are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down, proselyte. And raiseth up all those be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou delivered them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand and satisfy desire every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will desire them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Yahweh preserves all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praise of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Bashem.
Bashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Aman.
Aman.
Okay, the first three prayers of the Madah. Abawaf.
Abawaf.
Barakatan.
Barakatan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Alahayanawa.
Alahayanawa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Abawaflanawa.
Wafinawa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Abaraham.
Abaraham.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Yatazakwa.
Aqua.
Wa Allah.
Wala.
Haya.
Haya.
Yaikwa.
Yaikwa.
Allah.
Allah.
Shaya.
Shaya.
Allah.
Allah.
Hayawan.
Hayawan.
Gamal.
Gamal.
Sadayam.
Sadayam.
Barakatan.
Barakatan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Madan.
Madan.
Abaraham.
Abaraham.
Gabawarwa.
Gabawarwa.
Atan.
Atan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Gabor.
Gabor.
La'awalam. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Makaya.
Makaya.
Matayam.
Matayam.
Wamaya.
Wamaya.
Dawama.
Dawama.
Laka.
Laka.
Malak.
Malak.
Ha'awalam.
Hawalam.
Mamaya.
Mamaya.
Wamakaya.
Wamakaya.
Barakatan.
Barakatan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Makaya.
Makaya.
Matayam.
Matayam.
Wadawahash.
Wadawahash.
Sham.
Sham.
Yahweh.
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 Atan.
Atan.
Kwadayash.
Kodayash.
Washamka.
Washukah.
Kwadawash.
Kodawash.
Wakwadawashyam.
Wadakawashim.
Bakar.
Bakar.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Allah.
Allah.
Laka.
Laka.
Salah.
Salah.
Barakatan.
Barakatan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah.
Allah.
Hakwa.
Akor.
Dawash.
The what?
Blessed are you.
Blessed are you.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The power of our father.
The power of our father.
The power of
The
Abraham.
power of Abraham.
The power of
The
Isaac.
power of Isaac.
The power of
The
Yahweh.
power of Yahweh.
Almighty power.
Almighty power.
Most high power.
Most high power.
Who bestows
Who
mercy.
bestows mercy.
Blessed are you.
Blessed are you.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Sheila Abraham.
Shield Abraham.
You are mighty
You
Yahweh.
are mighty Yahweh.
Forever.
Forever.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Who revives the dead.
Who revives the dead.
Who's comparable to you.
Who is comparable to you.
King of eternity.
King of eternity.
Who caused death
Who caused death
and gives life.
and gives life.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Who gives life to the dead.
Who gives life to the dead.
You are holy Yahweh.
You are holy Yahweh.
And your name is holy.
And your name is holy.
And the Holy One.
And the Holy One
Every day.
every day
Praise you.
praise you
Forever.
forever.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
The power who is holy.
The power who is holy.
Bashem.
Bashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Amen. All right. Stand, Amani. Okay, we're doing the anointing prayer. The order. You go first. You go second. The third. Fourth. You and I go last.
Come.
Okay. All right. Everybody ready?
Come.
All right. Okay, we're doing the Yabarakaka, which is the anointing prayer from Numbers 6 chapter, verses 24 to 26. Here we go. Yabaraka,
Yabaraka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Washamarka,
Washamarka,
Ya'ar Yahweh,
Ya'ar Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Wayakanka,
Wayakanka,
Yasha'ar Yahweh,
Yasha'ar Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Wayashamlaka,
Wayashamlaka,
Shalom,
Shalom,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapar,
Rapar,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Kazak,
Kazak, Hashab Yogabar,
Zanakaria.
Nathanya Allah, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapar,
Rapar,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Kazak,
Kazak, Hashab Yogabar,
Zanakaria.
Nathanya Allah, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapar,
Rapar,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Kazak,
Kazak.
Hashab Yogabar,
Zanakaria.
Nathanya Allah, Bashem,
Bashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Aman.
Aman.
Okay. Yahweh bless thee. Repeat after me.
Yahweh bless thee
And keep thee.
and keep thee.
Aman.
Aman.
Yahweh make his face
Yahweh make his face
shine upon thee.
shine upon
And
thee
be gracious
and be gracious
unto thee.
unto thee.
Aman.
Aman.
Yahweh lift up his countenance
Yahweh lift up his countenance
upon thee
upon thee
and give thee peace.
and give thee peace.
Aman.
Aman.
Bashem. Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Aman.
Aman.
Okay, the last few prayers of the Amada. Abba Wadah.
Abba Wadah.
Ratazah.
Ratazah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allahayanawa.
Allahayanawa.
Bang Anka.
Baranka.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Wapathanawa.
Wapaganawa.
Wahabshab.
Wahabshab.
Af.
Af.
Abba Wadah.
Abba Wadah.
Bayatka. Makwadashka.
Makwadashka.
Wahabshab.
Wahabshab.
Banya.
Banya.
Tazakwa.
Tazakwa.
Bun.
Ba.
Aharon.
Ahara.
Barakatan.
Barakatan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hafshah.
Hafshah.
Hawabadah.
Hawabadah.
Bayatka.
Bayatka.
Layahanyaka.
Layahanika.
Hawadah.
Hawadah.
Mawadayam.
Mawadayam.
Anaknawa.
Anaknawa.
Laka.
Laka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allahayanawa.
Allahayanawa.
La'awalam.
Lawalam.
Magan.
Magan.
Yashainawa.
Yashayanawa.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shayam.
Shayam.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Tawabah.
Tawabah.
Wabarakakan.
Rabarakakan.
Kahan.
Kahan.
Wakasad.
Wakasad.
Wabarakakayam.
Rabarakakayam.
Ayalanawa.
Alanawa.
Wa'ayal.
Wa'ayal.
Call.
Call.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Ainka.
Anka.
Be favorable.
Be favorable.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
To your people.
To your people.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
And to our prayer.
And to our prayer.
Restore.
Restore.
The surge.
The service
Of your holy house.
of your holy house.
And restore the sun.
And restore the sun.
The Zakwa.
Zakwa.
Zada.
Zada.
Son of Aaron.
Son of Aaron.
Blessed are you.
Blessed are you.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
That restores the service.
That restores the service
of your house.
of your house
To your priest.
to your priest.
We thank you,
We
Yahweh.
thank you, Yahweh.
Our power.
Our power.
Forever.
Forever.
Shield of our salvation.
Shield of our salvation.
Grant peace.
Grant peace.
Goodness.
Goodness.
And blessing.
And blessing.
Grace.
Grace.
And kindness.
And kindness.
And compassion.
And compassion.
Upon us.
Upon us.
And upon all.
And upon all.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Your people.
Your people.
Bashem.
Bashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Aman.
Aman.
Okay, Psalms 121, a song of degrees. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ayo.
Ay.
Paharyam.
Aharyam.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Izaria.
Azaria.
Izaria.
Azaria.
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yatan.
Yatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalka.
Ragalka.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawan.
Yanawan.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yanashan.
Yanashan.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Ayo.
Ay.
Yun.
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 Ka.
Ka.
Yabomam.
Yabomam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yabaraka.
Yabaraka.
Wayarakaka.
Wayarakaka.
Ba.
Ba.
La
La Yala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Makal,
Makal,
Ride, Yashamar, Napashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh, Yashamar, Yatazalka, Wabarakakan, Ma'aidan, Wa'ayel, Iwalam, Basham, Yahushai, Hamashiach, Aman. Okay, I'll say it in English. Psalms 121, and song it reads. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Basham, Yahushai, Hamashiach, Aman. All right, Psalms 92. You can get that. Psalms 92. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah. All right. Psalm 92. A song for the Shabbat day.
All right, this is Psalm, chapter.
Yeah.
This is Psalm chapter 92, verse 1. This is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises to thy name, O Most High. To shoot forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon a palstry, upon the harp of a Solomon sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy word. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, O Lord, art most high of evermore. For lo, thy enemies, O Lord, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall be my desire on my enemies. Shall see my desire on my enemies. And my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, and shew that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, there is no unrighteousness in him.
Basham, Yahushai, Hamashiach, Aman, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, the water, Kaya, Hashabah, the water, Kaya, Amathka, the water, Kaya, Hashabah, the water, Kaya, Yahushai, Hamashiach, the water, Damyad, Aman. Okay, shopping, be seated.
Shop. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, I was going
Yeah, come. Okay, first reader will come up and start off with Genesis, the 25th chapter. We're probably going to have to pause in between and give some commentary and breakdown as we go. Okay, registry.
Hashab Gabar, Ban Merle, Ban Yasharala, Ban Yahweh.
All right, Madium, Rock.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Okay, Genesis, the 25th chapter. We're going to read about the birth of Esau and Jacob.
Where we start now?
Verse 19.
All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
So Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife. Go ahead.
The daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
So she was barren, so she wasn't able to have children up until that point. But then he went to ask of the Most High, and the Most High granted him favor, so she was able to become pregnant. All right, go ahead.
And the children struggled to get her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So she went to inquire the Most High, why are these two children wrestling so forcefully, violently within her womb? And the Most High is going to expound upon the prophecy of what these two children represent. All right, two separate nations that are in her bowels. Okay, go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
So meaning from these two children, the loins of these two children, two nations are going to be born, meaning from their children. Go ahead.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So two manner of people, two different types of people, personality, spirit, attributes, they'll be separated from each other. Okay, go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
So one child shall be physically, spiritually, mentally stronger than the other child. Okay, go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Now, the first baby that comes out is considered the elder. Okay, but it says in this prophecy that the elder shall serve the younger. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So these were not identical twins, but they were twins within her womb. Okay, go ahead.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
So the first came out red, okay, all over like a hairy garment, which is resemblant to the so-called white man. Okay, red because he had no melanin or pigment in his skin. Hold on one second.
Talking about the dudes of Tina?
Not yet. Yeah, we didn't get that far. All right, read that again.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
And he called his name Esau. Okay.
The Bible speaks of.
Right, red all over. Okay, because his blood showed forth through his skin. All right, and hairy because he's a hairy man. Okay. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's hip, and his name was called Jacob.
Yaquah, meaning to supplant. And as we'll read further into the story, we'll see how he supplanted Esau. All right, he made himself sell his birthright, him being the firstborn. So Esau, okay, Idumea, came out red because he had no melanin or pigment in his skin. Okay, his blood showed forth through his skin. That's why they call themselves red-blooded Americans, also call themselves rednecks. Okay, because they realize that their blood is part of their color. Okay, so Esau is not the Arab, as some people like to say. Okay, he is the Edomite that the Bible speaks of. Okay, Arabs are not red. Okay, pigmentation in their skin. Okay, go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 26.
Okay.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare thee.
So Isaac was 80 years old when she had birth. Okay. So 80, that's 60. Go ahead.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Esau was a hunter. Now we get into the attributes of these two children. Okay, starting with Esau. Okay, he was a cunning hunter. But what's the characteristic of the so-called white man? What does he like to do? Hunt. Who's on the cover of all the hunting magazines? Okay, who's going to Africa on hunting expeditions to hunt elephants or tigers or bears, okay, for trophies, not for meat, just to say that he killed the animal, okay, goes hunting antelope, buffalo, okay, he's the cunning hunter, okay, he's the man of the field, he likes to dwell in the outdoors, the great outdoors, okay, he's the outdoorsman, he's the survivalist, okay, all the preppers, all the survival magazines denote Esau's attributes, his skill sets, okay, he is that hunter, that's part of his spirit. Go ahead.
A man of the field.
Man that likes to dwell in the great outdoors, okay? Camping, one of his other attributes. He likes to camp out because he likes the wilderness, he likes the fields. He's not a city dweller at all. Though he can learn to dwell in the city, he likes to be off to himself.
Vagabond.
Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
So Jacob was a plain man, meaning that he liked to chill, dwell in tents, okay? Like our people today, you know, give them an Xbox, PlayStation 4, 65-inch screen TV, they're happy. You know, they'll play games on binges 24 hours straight. But Esau, he's just the opposite of that, you know, because he likes to hunt, he likes to be in the outdoors, he likes to be connected to nature. Now, we can learn how to be connected to nature again because when we study our nation, we are farmers by nature, okay? And husbandry, dealing with animals as far as herds and sheep and cattle, okay? You know, so we have to learn to go back to that husbandry and back to the farming. That is our key to survival. The Most High will bless us through the land. There's no blessing coming dwelling in the city. Okay, we have to get back to the land, cultivate the land, plant the seed which is given to us by the Most High, and He will give the increase because He sees our labor and sweat into the land. Okay, He'll bring the rain and He'll bring the sun, and during the growing season, He'll bring the yield of what the seed is going to produce for us. Then afterwards, we have to harvest and then cultivate whatever we harvest into the finished product.
That's right.
Whether it be from cotton into wool, taking the actual raw cotton and making it into a finished product to make pants, jackets, tanning, as far as taking the hide from the cattle and making it into leather or suede, sheep, as far as the wool, making it into sweaters, okay, blankets, okay, the milk, turning that into cheese. Yeah, go ahead.
Would it be a good idea for Israel to start buying seeds now?
Yeah, great idea. Actually, the better idea is you need to get yourself some land, some farmland somewhere. Okay, some farmland. If you got roots down south, you need to head back down there and get reacclimated to farming, because in the days to come, you're gonna wish you knew how to farm. Okay, Walmart, Food for Less, all these, Vons, Albertsons, all these supermarkets, they only have a 3 days worth of supply of food on their shelves at any given week. Okay, when turmoil and chaos happens, that's gonna be the first to go. Then once that goes, then what? What are you gonna do next? Okay, so we gotta return to farming. What verse you in?
Verse 28.
Okay, go ahead.
And Isaac Esau, because he did eat of his venison. So
Isaac loved Esau because Esau would go hunt for deer, which is what venison is, and prepare a venison meal for Isaac to eat. And he loved the meat. Okay, he loved the finished product. Okay, go ahead.
But Rebekah loved Jacob.
So Rebekah, his wife, loved Jacob. Okay, go ahead.
And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field.
So Jacob was preparing a stew, okay, which was consisted of lentils as well as a meat sauce, okay. So Esau came from the field, and at this particular time he wasn't able to hunt anything or gather any meat for himself to cook. So go ahead.
And he was faint. And Esau said
he was
to Jacob,
faint, meaning famished. He was hungry, tired and hungry. All right, go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
So he said, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, meaning the meat wasn't fully cooked. It was still red, okay? So he asked Jacob to give him some of that pottage that wasn't done yet. And Jacob said what?
He said, hold on. For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
So now Jacob made a proposition to him. He said, well, if you want to eat, you need to sell me this day your birthright. And what was the birthright? Back during this time, the birthright meant that the firstborn child will receive the inheritance of everything that the father had and owned. That's what the birthright represented. So Jacob was basically telling Esau, sell me your birthright, meaning sell me your rights to our father's inheritance of whatever he owned, his land, his possessions, his cattle, whatever he had.
So basically Jacob would get everything.
Yeah, Jacob would get everything. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So he was thinking with his stomach. So he basically said, I'm at the point to die. What good would this birthright do me? So what happened?
And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore to him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
So he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Okay. His heir to the inheritance of what Isaac owned and possessed. That's what he sold to him on this day for a bowl of lentils and red meat that wasn't fully cooked yet. Okay, go ahead.
Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
So Esau despised his birthright. Okay, hated his birthright. Why? Divine intervention. Most High made him hate his birthright. You know, there's no reason to hate his birthright. It was his
good birthright too.
Right. It was, it was all exclusive.
But you should, look at Esau right now. He hates what he got right now.
Well, he can never be satisfied. He's never content. Okay.
Always want more.
Right. Never satisfied. What verse you in?
That was the end of the chapter.
Okay, end of the chapter. All right. Stand, men. All right. Call it.
Call Asherah.
Call Asherah.
Debar Yahweh.
Debar Yahweh.
Naashah.
Naashah.
Wanashemai. All that Yahweh said.
All that Yahweh said.
What we doing here?
What we doing here? Okay, so that concludes Genesis, the 25th chapter. You can read where you stand at. Next reader, turn it on you. Huh?
All right. Zechariah by Mordecai, by Yehuda, by Yasharallah.
Madiam, Rock.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabrakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh.
Okay, we're in Genesis, the 26th chapter. Continuing the story of Esau and Jacob. And we just saw that Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of lentils and almost cooked, but it wasn't fully cooked meat. Okay. Go ahead, call your chapter and verse.
This is Genesis chapter 26, verse 1. If there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar.
Abimelech.
Abimelech. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father.
So Isaac is given instructions not to go into the land of Egypt, but to dwell where the Most High told him to dwell at. Go ahead.
And I will make thy seed multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
So Isaac is told that you receive the same blessing that Abraham, his father, received because he kept his charge, meaning kept the orders that he was given, which is to be obedient and follow the commandments of the Most High, and to go where the Most High told him to go. Because Abraham basically went on blind faith. He didn't know where he was going. He just went. He followed explicit instructions from the Most High, even on the point where he was told to almost sacrifice his son Isaac to the Most High, which the Most High was just testing his obedience. All right, go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked him of his wife. And he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife. Lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was a fair to look upon.
So Isaac is running the same hustle that Abraham tried to run. Telling his wife, don't say you my wife, they might kill me. Just say you my sister. All right, go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 8.
All right.
And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, and Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah his wife.
So Abimelech looked out the window and saw Isaac walking with his wife Rebekah, but he didn't know that it was his wife because he was probably told that was his sister. Go ahead. And
Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of a surety, she is thy wife. And how saidest thou, She is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might likely have lion with thy wife, and thou shouldest have brought guiltiness upon us.
So Abimelech is telling Isaac, man, you shouldn't have said that because somebody could have easily decided to sleep with your wife, thinking that it was just your sister, and then you would have brought ill will upon us from the Most High. Okay, go ahead.
And Abimelech charged all his people, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death.
So Abimelech made a charge that anyone touches this man or his wife will be put to death. Go ahead.
Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him.
So Isaac dwelt within the land of Abimelech and received 100 as far as possessions, cattle, livestock, what have you. Okay, go ahead.
And the man waxed great, and went forward and grew until he became very great.
So he enlarged his family, okay, by the possession that he gained within that land. Go ahead. Shalom. All right, go ahead.
Is that good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 14. For he had possession of flocks, possession of herds, and great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him.
So Isaac had great possessions, and the Philistines, another group of Africans, envied, okay, hating on him. Go ahead.
For all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them and filled them with earth.
So the Philistines hated so much that all the wells that his father Abraham had dug up, the Philistines came behind.
Swipe it up.
The Philistines had came behind and filled it in with earth. All right, continue.
And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father. For the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. And he called their names after the names by which his father had called them.
So he redug all the wells that his father Abraham had dug up. He redigged them because the Philistine had covered them up in earth. So he had to redig them, and then he rededicated them back with the same names that Abraham had named them originally. Go ahead.
And Isaac's servants digged in the valley and found there a well of springing water. And the hardmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's hard men, saying, The water
Herdman.
Herdman. Okay, so Herdman,
All right.
saying.
Start up. What verse is that?
Verse 20.
All right, start it again.
And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they digged another well, and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Stenah. And he removed from thence, and digged another well, for that they strove not. And he called the name of it both. And he said, For now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up from thence to Beersheba. And the Lord appeared unto him the same night, and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake.
So he received the same vision that his father Abraham received from the Most High. And the Most High told him that he would be with him and he would exceedingly. Go ahead.
And he builded an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants digged a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Azaph, one of his friends, and Procol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Come ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you. And they said, We saw certainly that the Lord was with thee. And we said, Let there be now an oath be betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee.
So basically, they see the power that's rolling with him, rolling with Isaac, and they decided that it's in their best interest to make a peace treaty with Isaac and not be on the wrong side of Isaac in front of the Most High, seeing how the Most High is blessing Isaac beyond measure. So they came out, Abimelech, along with the captain of his host, captain of his army, and to talk with Isaac. And then they made a covenant. Go ahead, a contract, a peace treaty. Go ahead.
Verse 30.
All right.
And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up they rose up betimes in the morning, and swore one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from his peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servant came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, We have found water. He called it Sheba. Therefore, the name of this city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite.
So Esau starts taking wives, okay, from the Africans, the Hittites, which is a tribe or a nation of Africans called the Hittites. Okay, go ahead.
Bashmath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, were a grief of mine unto Isaac and to Rebekah.
Okay, so that's the end of chapter 27. Now we see Esau.
That's the end of chapter 26.
All right, that's the end of chapter 26. We see Esau now taking Hittite women to be his wives. Okay, so men stand. Let's close out.
Okay. Kashara,
Kashara,
the Bar Yahweh,
The Bar Yahweh,
Naisha,
Naisha,
Wanashemai.
Wanashemai.
All that Yahweh said.
All that Yahweh said.
What we doing here?
What we doing here?
Khan. Okay, next reader. Go ahead.
Come. Hashab Yokabar, Ban Merle, Ban Yahawda, Ban Yasharala.
Obadiah, Barak.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Brakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah.
Okay, so we in Genesis chapter 27. Okay, now we get into interesting chapter. We're gonna see how the game is played. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son.
So he's old now, and his eyesight is not the same when he was a little younger. So he had trouble seeing. So he called his oldest son Esau. Go ahead.
And said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold now, I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat.
So Isaac beckons Esau to go take his quiver and bow and go hunt me some deer, venison, and prepare me some savory meat like you did in the past.
Good.
Savory meaning good, you know, well seasoned, as we like our meat.
They don't
and
do
food
that
to-
now.
Well, okay, go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
Such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
So he's asking for this savory meat of venison so he can bless Esau one last time before he dies. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison.
So Rebekah was ear hustling and she overheard the conversation. So now Esau is going off to go hunt for this venison. So now she calls Jacob her son. Okay, go ahead.
And to bring it. Verse 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice.
So now Rebekah is going to give Jacob some instructions of what to do.
Come.
All right, go ahead.
According to that which I command thee, go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats.
So go to the flock and fetch me 2 young kids of the goats. Okay, go ahead.
And I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, but I am a smooth man.
So Jacob is telling his mother Rebekah that, you know, I don't have all this hair on my body like Esau has. All right, so what did Rebekah?
Why was he bringing up the hair on the body?
Because he was basically saying he foresaw what his mother was going to have him do. She's going to make this meat into the savory meat that Isaac wants, and then have Jacob present it to him as if he's Esau. Okay. Go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 12. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them.
So Rebecca's saying, look, I'll take the weight of this. Just do as I told you to do.
Come.
All right. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son, Esau.
So she took the coats that Esau be wearing and dressed Jacob in the coats of Esau. Okay, so basically these coats had hair, animal's hair on it, where he could cover his arms, cover his body, partially cover his face to give the resemblance that he would feel like Esau. Okay, because she was still banking on the fact that Isaac's eyesight was not that great, and he was relying on his hearing and his sense of touch. Okay, go ahead.
Which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn.
So Jacob basically came into the tent where Isaac was and pretended to be Esau. His father said, Who is that? He said, Esau. Okay.
Come.
So now he threw his voice to sound like Esau. Go ahead.
Come. And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may fill thee.
So now this justifies the reason why his mother Rebecca put the skins of the hair on his neck and on his arms and on his hands. So now, upon closer examination, Isaac is going to feel the hands and the neck of Jacob, thinking that it's Esau. Go ahead.
Whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau.
So he recognized that the voice isn't distinctly Esau's voice. It reminded him of Jacob, but because he felt his arms and felt his neck, he went with the story that he was in fact Esau. But again, divine intervention. The Most High wanted Jacob to take the birthright from Esau. Okay, this is why this was able to go down the way it did. Okay, but it leads to other things as we read further in the Torah, because Jacob does have to go through some changes also. Okay, when he gets to Laban, okay, to get his wives and the servitude that he had to go through, and the over 20 times that his wages was changed with Laban. Okay, but I'm speaking ahead of where we're reading at now. But where you at now?
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am.
Again, he asked him a third time, are thou my brother, are thou my son Esau? And Jacob lied and said, yes, I am. Okay, go ahead.
And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said,
the third test, that he smelt this, the smell of his raiment, and it smelled like Esau too. Okay, whatever that raiment he had on, smelling like the animal skins and the animal's hair, just reminded Isaac that that's the smell of Esau.
So at this point, he really thinking it's Esau.
Yeah, at this point, he thinks it's Esau. His smell, convinced him. His touch convinced him. His ears didn't convince him. Okay, but the touch and the smell, and the fact that the meat tastes as good of what Esau would have prepared for him before. I mean, he couldn't even distinguish the difference between goat meat and venison. Okay, but because it was a young kid of the goat, I guess it could pass for venison. All right, but go ahead.
See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord hath blessed.
So he smelt like the field. Okay, smelt like the wilderness. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brother, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee.
So he said, bless anybody that blesses you, and curse anybody that curses you. Okay, and then all the earth shall yield its blessings unto you. All right. What verse you in?
Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of his blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father.
So now at the very instant that Jacob slipped away out of the tent, Esau now comes into the tent with his savory meat that he made after he hunted in the field, and now presents it to Isaac. Go ahead.
And Jacob was yet scarce gone, Salat, and said unto his father, let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, the firstborn Esau.
I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. Okay, now Isaac is going to respond. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry.
He screamed. Okay, I'm not screaming. But he screamed, okay, that twice this man has deceived me out of my birthright. Well, the first time was a deception. He willingly sold that birthright. But this time, well, a little bit of the Decepticon going on here. A little con game going on.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father.
Bless me, my father, me also. And his father's like, man, I done gave out all my blessings almost. I don't know if I got anything left to give you, my son.
Con.
All right. Your brother, Yaquab, have supplanted you twice. Go ahead.
And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, subtlety.
Subtlety, game, all caps. Go ahead.
And hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly naked, Jacob? No. Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times.
So Esau is crying out to his father Isaac, like, man, this dude's name is to supplant. He done supplanted me twice. Okay. My natural birthright and now my blessing birthright was taken from me twice by Yaquah. Go ahead.
For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
So who should have been your servants and now his servants? Who should have been Lord to you, you're now Lord to him. Go ahead.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even also me, O my father.
So now he's begging for a blessing. All you had was one blessing to give. There's no type of blessing you can give me. So now this is what Isaac's going to say unto Esau.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
By thy sword thou shalt live. So through your ability to conquer, through your ability to wage war, that's how you shall gain your blessings.
Right now.
Okay. And this is how he's gained his blessing. Now, modern time, his manifest destiny was made manifest when he came to America. He came, he saw, and he conquered. What did he own? Whatever his eyes could see. He surveyed the land. He surveyed the whole land and took it from the North American Indians. Now, that's biblical prophecy. It's going to happen that way. But that goes back to this prophecy here, that by the sword he shall gain his blessing. He has raped, robbed, and murdered, plundered, and pillaged the whole world, okay, for natural resources, and then come back and sell it to the people that he plundered and took it from. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So after the meeting that Isaac was near death, so Esau said once the days of mourning are over for his father Isaac, he planned to kill his brother Yaquah. Okay, go ahead.
And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee thee to Laban, my brother to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away.
So a few days turned into some years. Okay, he had to bounce because Esau's fury was at his neck. All right, so he had to leave with great haste to get over to Laban, his mother's brother. Okay, go ahead.
Until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forgot that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you, both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life, because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are the daughters of the land what good shall my life do me?
So she basically was saying to Isaac that she didn't want Jacob to marry any of the daughters of Heth, meaning any of these African women. Okay, go ahead.
That's the end of the chapter.
Okay, so that's Genesis, the 27th chapter. We're in the last chapter in Genesis 28, be 9 verses. Go ahead.
Kal Asherah,
the
Bar Yahweh,
Naishah,
When I Shemai,
all
that Yahweh said, what we doing here?
What we doing here?
Okay. Next reader. Good.
Sennacherib, ban Marakad, ban Yehuda, ban Yasharallah,
Madiam, Barak,
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Brakatam.
Okay, so we're in the last book for this week's Torah portion as far as reading goes. We're in Genesis, the 28th chapter, and we'll read to verse 9. And then from there, we'll go into the half Torah portion. Okay, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 28, verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, and the mother father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And God Almighty bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, that thou mayest be multitude of people, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed, which were with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham. Verse 5. And Isaac sent away Jacob, went to Padan Aram, unto Laban, son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, he sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence. And that as he blessed him, he gave him a name, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Padan Aram. And Esau seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac, his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives he had Malach, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of the Nebath, to be his wife.
That's nice. So, Jacob was sent over to be with Rebekah's brother Laban, and Esau, seeing how his father didn't approve of him marrying Canaanite women, went over to Ishmael and went through his family line and gathered some wives from there. All right. So go to Malachi, the first chapter. We're in the half Torah portion now. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. How many verses in this?
Okay. Last chapter of the Old Testament.
Yeah.
There's 14 verses.
Okay, do that and then go to chapter 2 to verse 7.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
So we read how the Most High loved Jacob and hated Esau. Okay. And then that also is echoed when we read in the New Testament in the book of Romans, the 8th chapter. Okay. Jacob
9,
No, but
verse
9 verse 8.
Verse 13.
All right. Get it.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 13. Chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So Esau is hated by the Most High. Okay. And we can flip back to Malachi 1.
God.
Read that again.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 3. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
So, future prophecy that his kingdom will be destroyed by the Most High. He hates his mountain, meaning his government, his kingdom, his rulership. Okay? Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked.
God.
If not, where in he? Okay, he has covered over, he has whitewashed all of our records to replace them with the images of himself being us. When you read about so-called European history, all right, you're reading about your own history, but you don't even know that. About King Charlemagne, about Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Elizabeth II, okay? Constantine, you're reading about your people, okay? When you read about the Russian icons and you see all the ancient paintings from the catacombs over in Europe, you see them depicted as being black people, black men.
Come on.
Okay, the disciples, Yahushua, okay, the Russian icons, okay, because we ruled Europe for over 1,000 years, okay, but then during the period of history known as the Renaissance, that's when the rebirth, meaning the whitewashing of our history, to be replaced by his history. All right.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
So we are impoverished, meaning that we might be ruined at one point in time, but we will rebuild. All this destruction, Esau is out there with the construction, rebuilding. Okay, but go ahead.
Come. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
They shall build, but the Most High will throw down, meaning destroy, through the destroying storms, through the earthquakes, through the tornadoes, through the tsunamis. He will destroy whatever Esau plans to build. Go ahead.
They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath imagination forever.
Indignation?
Indignation.
Okay. Read that again.
Come. The border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So the Most High's indignation against Esau forever. Okay? As a nation, he has indignation against Esau forever. Okay? Go ahead.
And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts.
So the Most High saying, where is my honor? Who honors me? How do you honor the Most High? Through your obedience. Going back to what we repeat almost weekly, the royal basics, which is what? Repentance, obedience, Yahweh, Yahushua, your nation, Yasha'Allah, and the preparing and understanding of these last days which will come on earth. Okay? The judgment of the so-called white man's rulership on the planet earth. The judgment of the wicked among our people first, because judgment shall begin in the house of the Lord. When you read in Ezekiel. All right? So before judgment happens to any other nation, judgment is going to happen to our people, Israel. You so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cuban, North American Indians, Seminole Indian, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombians, Brazilians, Uruguayans, and Mexicans. Judgment will begin in our house first, then to the other nations. Where you at?
Verse 6.
Okay, go ahead.
And unto you, O priests, that despise my name. And ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? He offered polluted bread upon my altar. And he say, wherein has we polluted thee? And that ye say, the table of the Lord is
Contemptible. Corruptible. Is it corruptible or contemptible?
No, it's contemptible.
Okay, contemptible. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And if he offer the blind for sacrifice, it is not evil. If he offer the lame and sick, it is not evil. Offer it to thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, saith the Lord of hosts?
So, if you offer up lame animals or blind animals to me on the altar, would I accept these sacrifices that you're offering to me? No, I will not. Okay?
No.
You say with your lips you honor the Most High, but your heart is far from me. Okay? Your obedience is far from the Most High by your actions. You're not keeping the dietary laws. You're about to celebrate
Thanksgiving.
witch giving. Ain't nothing to be thankful about. Okay, North American Indians ain't gonna celebrate Thanksgiving in their right mind. Okay, any Thanksgiving parade might be a riot if the North American Indians show up, because they remember what Christopher Columbus did on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, well, I'm not saying he did it, but I'm just saying the pilgrims. Okay, on Thanksgiving Day it was a massacre, so you can understand. Okay, the turkey represents the head of North American Indians, which they would kick down the field, and this is how we get the so-called game of football. Okay, and then the cranberry sauce was the blood of the North American Indians. Okay, which they spilled like water, and then the stuffing was the guts of the North American Indians. Okay, that's the history. But do you know the history? No. You know, corrupted a pagan holiday, and now because Massa done gave you a day off, now you want to sit there and go through your so-called traditions. You got to make a bowl of a pot of disgraceful chitlins. All right, put some ham with some cloves and pineapple on it. Okay, and then you know, cranberry. Stuffing. With celery, with chopped celery and celery seed in it, and send up prayers, because the Most High. Oh, give me that in Amos.
Amos.
Yeah, 9. I despise that feasting. I'm smelling like summer assemblies. I mean, you offer up these elaborate prayers. You get together with family members that you can't stand. Once y'all get a little oil in you, y'all get oily. You're gonna start want to cuss and fight. Blow by blow, and y'all gonna film it, make it matters worse. Y'all gonna film it, put it on Facebook. Okay, wait, you got it? Okay, call your chat.
So would it be bad to play football?
That's a loaded question, but I don't feel we should engage in anything that has a pagan tradition behind it. Okay, the whole venue of football is really a distraction. The whole venue of sports itself, the whole sports industry is a distraction for you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, because you're distracted for what the Most High wants us to be focused on, and what we should be focused on is our freedom. But you're so busy trying to. You're going to make it in the NFL. You're going to get that contract. You can get that signing bonus. You know what I'm saying? You got a career to look forward to. You got all these millions of dollars supposedly you're going to make. And then you get lost in the cause. It ain't just that. I mean, you got the whole political game. You want to be a mayor. You want to be a governor. You want to be a secretary of state. You want to work in politics now. And no amount of politics will change the injustices that our people here in America. Okay, you keep asking for justice. We get that. Amos 9 and 8. I hate or despise thy feast days. Or look in Amos 8. Got it? Bear with us 1 second.
No, not even say.
It's in 9 then. Amos. Okay. Uh, 1 second. Google, can you Google it? Oh, you can't Google. This is one of those two. Amos.
I'll look it up right now.
All right.
Amos 5 and 21.
Amos what?
5 and 21.
Okay, Amos the 5th chapter, the 21st verse.
Come.
All right, and this is how the Most High feels about Thanksgiving. We're all these pagan holidays, but we're just focusing on the one that's up and coming. Well, the 2 up and coming ones. Okay, go ahead.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Go ahead, verse 22.
God, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Verse 23.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
So the Most High don't hear all your gospel music on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Okay, he ain't gonna hear all the singing and praising the Lord you're gonna be doing on these pagan holidays. He ain't gonna hear all these elaborate and long prayers you do on Thanksgiving, where everybody got to give a testimony, testify
what they're thankful for,
what they so thankful for, what the Lord's done did in my life. But you still in captivity here in America. Your people still being shot down by the police. You got white men that plotting to go in churches and shoot up the whole place. You know, but you thankful. You know, no, man. Read the top. Take that from the top. Amos 5:21.
Come. I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Solemn assemblies. So the Most High ain't gonna hear these prayers on these pagan holidays, because none of these pagan holidays have anything to do with the Most High. That's the understanding that we're trying to give you. Okay? The understanding of what we're reading in these scriptures is what we need to pertain to and understand it and obey. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Okay? Where were we at? Okay, let's go back to Malachi. Quick sidebar, but it was needed. All right, go ahead. What you got?
This is Malachi.
Still in 1, right?
Yeah.
Should be close to the end.
I'm at verse 10.
Okay, go ahead.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 10. Who is there even among you that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do ye kindle fire on mine altar for naught.
For naught. So who's offering fire on the altars of the Most High? Nobody. Nobody's qualified. Nobody's qualified to offer anything of any altar to the Most High. Not even the Levitical priests right now, who are the Haitians over in the island of Haiti, here in America, down in Florida and different parts of the country. Okay? Because we're all vagabonds to the Most High. We're all dirty and filthy rags. okay, to the Most High, till we cleanse ourselves and get back in order with the scriptures, with the moral, civil, and dietary laws and ceremonial laws found in the Bible. Okay, where you at?
Still verse 10.
Go ahead.
I have no pleasure in you, saith the Lord of hosts, neither will I accept an offering at your hand.
So the Most High has no pleasure in our prayers or any of our offerings to Him. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. For from the rising of the sun, even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles, and in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure of offering for my name shall be great among the heathen, saith the Lord of hosts. But ye have profaned it, and that ye say, the table of the Lord is polluted, and the food thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. Yeah. Ye said also, behold, what a weariness is
Variance
it.
or
Weariness.
Weariness. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Weariness is it, and ye have snuffed at it, saith the Lord of hosts, and ye brought that which was torn, and the lame, and the sick. Thus ye brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, saith the Lord? But cursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a male, that voweth and sacrificeth unto the Lord of a corrupt thing.
So cursed be he that has an acceptable offering, but sacrifice an unacceptable offering to the Most High. And that's what our people are doing now with their prayers, because they're not praying in the right order of mind, in the right order of obedience to the Most High. They have not repented from their sins that they are committed or have learned to do here in America. Okay, they're still working on the Shabbat. Okay, they're still buying and selling on the Shabbat. Okay, they're still out here reveling. They're still out here selling drugs. They're still out here prostituting their women. They're still out here doing all manner of wickedness in the eyesight of the Most High. But yet, tomorrow morning, first day of the week, they're going to be out there singing and shouting and running all over the place. You know, leaping for joy, saying how the Lord has delivered them out of the depths of hell. No, He hasn't. The hell hasn't come yet. It's here, but it hasn't come in its full fury and force. Where you at? That's it. All right, go to Malachi, the second chapter. Read to verse
7.
Yeah. No. Yeah, 7. Go ahead.
Come, Malachi chapter 2, verse 7.
Hold up.
Oh,
You get
2 verse 1.
You get Matthew chapter. You're gonna read verses 21 to verse 38. Okay. All right, you got it? Go ahead.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 1. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you.
So now you're talking to the priests, all the pork chop preachers out there. Here, all right? The Cleflo dollars, the TD snakes. Cleflo and Taffy dollar. You know, all the hucksters and shucksters out there. You know, it's payday tomorrow, so you're gonna be the first one there. Okay, opening up the doors, shining the offering plates, making sure everything's clean and ready to go. You got a special sermon tomorrow. Bring me my money. Go ahead.
If you will not hear, and if you will not lay it to heart to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts.
Lay it to heart, meaning lay it to your mind. Okay, consider this. Go ahead.
And I will even send a curse upon you, and will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart.
You don't lay it to mind, meaning the duty and charge of how to be obedient to the Most High. And you being the priest, you have the highest duty and charge to teach it to the people. So if the people are out of order, then the priests are out of order. So everybody's out of order. That's why even the priests couldn't offer up sacrifices back during that time, because they were out of order with the Most High. Then Yahweh Shai HaMashiach had to come on the scene. and be that last sacrificial lamb for the second coming of his return, so that we can receive salvation in the eyesight of the Most High. What verse you in?
Verse
3. Go ahead.
Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your Solomon feast, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace. I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips.
So at the time, the tribe of Levi had the truth in their lips and fear in their hearts for the Most High, so he gave them the charge to be his Levitical priests. That's why the Levites are close to the Most High. That's why they were able to alleviate that captivity and slavery from the French through warfare. All right? Through warfare and dabbling, which those that don't know, witchcraft, sorcery. Okay, because they had the inside track to the spiritual realm. They can get the spirits to do their bidding, because they were the Levitical priests. They know the routine. They know what it takes to get things done in the spiritual realm. Everything happens in the spiritual realm first, physical realm second. Everything takes place in the physical realm first, the physical realm second. So what has to be made manifest in the spiritual first is the will, the desire, and the receiving of the blessing from the Most High for anything to happen in the physical realm. Okay? Go ahead.
He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
So the priests are supposed to be the messengers of the Most High. Okay? And what message are they supposed to give? The message of how to be obedient to the supreme power of the universe, Yahweh. Okay, where you at? Oh, that was it? Okay, Khan. All right, so that was the half Torah portion, which we read in Malachi, the first chapter, from the first verse to Malachi, the second chapter, verse 6. Okay? Now, the next portion we'll read, which is known as the Brit Kadash, which is the New Testament portion, we're going to be reading the words of Yahushua Mashiach in Matthew, the chapter, start from the 21st verse. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
So this is what Yahushua is saying. In the days to come, read that again.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
So those that confess Yahushua HaMashiach will be hated of all men. Okay, but I want you to read, read it again.
Okay. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child.
So the father shall turn in his son, the brother against his brother, unto death. Okay? When it's open season on those that profess the truth. Okay? Now Christians like to say, well, Christians are being put to death now. This is true over in the Middle East. Muslims are killing Christians. Over in Africa, over in Nigeria, Muslims are killing Christians. Okay? Well, that same wrath will be coming here to America. All right, but it's gonna be those that speak the truth on that hit list also. Okay, the truth of what the Bible is actually saying, that the so-called black man is the real Jew that the Bible speaks of. That the 12 tribes of Israel are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Continue.
Right. And the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death.
So children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. For the truth's sake. Go ahead.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
He that endureth to the end. When is the end? if you make it to the wilderness. And then once you make it to the wilderness, if you make it to the kingdom, that's gonna be the end. Okay? It ain't part 1 and part 2. You got to get all the way to the whole conclusion of the matter, which is the kingdom of heaven. That's the end. Okay? Not before, but that's the end. He that endureth to the end. Okay? Go ahead.
But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel, till the Son of Man be come.
So you have not gone over all where Israel is scattered. Where is Israel scattered today in 2018, about to be 2019? Through the 4 corners of the earth. This is where Israel has been scattered. Okay, we got brothers and sisters over in India, brothers and sisters over in Africa, brothers and sisters, believe it or not, over in China. Okay, that may or may not know that they're Israel, but has the truth gone over the whole earth yet? Not fully. Will it? Retazamon Yahweh, it will. Okay, go ahead.
The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household?
So if they call Yahushua Beelzebub, how much more those who follow Yahushua shall be called also Beelzebub, meaning the king of demons? Okay, go ahead.
Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known.
So there is nothing that is hid that shall not be made known in the day. So all the skeletons in the closets got skeleton keys, and they're about to open up and have a press conference. Okay, everything that's in the dark will be brought to light. All right, go ahead. What verse you in?
Verse 27.
Go ahead.
What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops.
So when he tells you in dark, meaning if he gives you a dream, you're supposed to profess it in the light. Okay, to those that need to hear it. Okay, and when you're giving the word, preaching the rooftops if it's called for. Okay, go ahead.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
So fear not them that are able to kill the flesh, the body, but do what?
But are not able to kill the soul.
But fear them, but go ahead, what continue.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
So fear the one that's able to destroy both the soul and the body. Okay, which is who? Yahweh. To destroy your soul, destroy your body, and cast you into hell, the living lake of fire, which shall burn eternally. Okay? Kingdom of heaven, lake of fire. Your action will determine the choice that you receive. Okay, go ahead.
What verse? Verse 28?
No, verse 38.
Oh, verse 38?
Yeah.
Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father.
So, can nothing die without the Most High sanctioning to die? Okay, go ahead.
But the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
So the Most High even numbered the hairs on the back of your head. Everything has a number. Everything has a place. Everything has a purpose. Go ahead.
Fear ye not, therefore. Ye are more valued than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father.
So whosoever confesses Yahushua HaMashiach before men as the living Elohim of the living power of the Most High, Yahweh said that Yahushua will confess that person to him, to the Most High. Okay, read that again.
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
So Yahushua said, confess him before men, I will confess you before my Father. Go ahead.
But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
So if you deny Yahushua Mashiach before men, he will deny you before the Father.
Come.
What verse you in?
Verse 34.
All right.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
So Yahushua said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. Okay? It's in the time of peace. Go ahead.
Come. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So the Most High said to Christ, think not that you are coming to earth to send peace on earth. Yahushua did not come to send peace, but he come to send what? A sword. Go ahead.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
So if you place anything before the love of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Mashiach, his love you're not worthy of. Okay, and his love is what? Immortality. His love is everlasting salvation. It's protection in the days to come. That's what his love entails. So if you profess the Most High, if you profess Yahweh Shai, then you receive that protection. But if you don't profess Yahweh, if you don't profess Yahweh Shai, you will not receive that protection. And a man's enemy shall be there of his own household. Okay? Father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother. And a man's enemy shall be there of his own household. Okay, what verse you in?
Verse 37.
All right.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and falleth after me is not worthy of me.
So if you take not the cross of Yahushua, which is not a light thing, and not follow after Yahushua Mashiach, you are not worthy of him. You're not worthy to receive salvation or everlasting immortality. Okay? You're not worthy of it. What verse you in?
That was verse 38.
All right, so that was verse 38. So that concludes this week's Torah portion. Okay? The days to come will become more heavysome, troublesome, and turmoil. All right? But you should not faint. All right? You shall maintain your faith. You shall maintain your steadiness unto the kingdom of the Most High. All right? The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. The Most High is looking for a few good men and women to come aboard and work towards the kingdom of heaven, which shall be built on earth as it is in heaven. So check to see if there's any questions. No? No. Okay. So we can stand and close out. I just want to say that faith without works is dead. You demonstrate your works through your faith. Excuse me, you demonstrate your faith through your works. Okay. James 2:22, you see that faith was working of his works. As a result of the works, faith was perfected. Okay. You perfect your faith by your works. Because you demonstrate that you know that the Most High is in the will of your works, if your works are in the will of the Most High. So you must align yourself with what the Most High wants us to do, which is what? The raw basics: repentance, obedience, Yahweh Shai, our nation, Yashala, organizing and fellowshipping with your nation, and the understanding of preparing for these last days. So I say, Amani upon Jerusalem, we can stand and close out this weekly Shabbat. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready?
Come.
Okay.
It's our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor places like the fillings of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitude. For they worship vanity and emptiness and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow, proselyte. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King, the Holy One, blessed be He, who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory in the heavens above, and whose power is present in the highest of heights. He is our Elohim, there is no other. Truly He is our King, there is none else. As it is written in the Torah, you shall know and take to heart this day that Yahweh is Elohim, in the heavens above and on the earth below, there is no other. Bashem. Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman, Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Bashem,
Bashem.
Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman, Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Alahayinawa, Yahweh, Akkad, Walahapta, Af Yahweh, Alahayika, Bakal, Wamakal, Napashka, Wamakal, Ma'aka. Hero Israel.
Hero Israel.
Hero Israel.
Hero Israel.
Yahweh Elohim.
Yahweh Elohim.
Is one Yahweh.
Is one Yahweh.
And thou shalt love Yahweh.
Thou shalt love Yahweh.
With all thy heart.
With all thy heart.
With all thy soul.
With all thy soul.
With all thy might.
With all thy might.
And these words.
And these words.
Which I command thee.
Which I command thee.
This day.
This day.
Shall be in thy heart.
Shall be in thy heart.
And thou shalt teach them.
And thou shalt teach them.
Diligently.
Diligently.
Unto thy children.
Unto thy children.
And shall talk to them.
And shall talk to them.
When thou sittest in thy house.
When thou sittest in thine house.
When thou walkest by the way.
When thou walkest by thy way.
And when thou liest down.
And when thou liest down.
When thou risest up.
And when thou risest up.
And thou shalt bind them.
And thou shalt bind them.
For a sign.
For a sign.
Between thy eyes.
Between thine eyes.
And thou shalt write them.
And thou shalt write them.
Upon the posts.
Upon the posts.
Of thy house.
Of thine house.
And on thy gates.
And on thy gates.
Bashem.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach. Aman. Madiam. Stand. Okay, the Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments. Get the.
Yeah. Let me get it ready. Okay. Okay, the Ten Commandments. Anya. Alahayika. Asherah. Awatazah. Afyaka. Baratazah. Matazayah. Mabaya. Da'ibadam. La'a. Yahaya. Laka. Alahayim. Akarium. Alpanya. La'a. Da'isha. Laka. Parsal. Wala'a. Da'ibadam. La'a. Kwaka. Shem Yahweh. Bashawa. Zakah. Hayawam. Hashabah. Bakwadashwa. Kaba. Abaka. Wa'amaka. La'a. Daratazah. La'a. Dana'a. Dagana. La'a. Da'ina. Shakur. La'a. Dakamad. Call. Asherah. Lara'ika. Hero Israel. Yahweh. Alahayim. Yahweh. Is one. And thou shalt love. Yahweh. La'alahayim. With all thy heart. With all thy soul. With all thy might. The second greatest commandment. Leviticus 19:18. La'a. Taquam. Wala'a. Tatar. Af. Banya. Anka. Wa. Ahapta. Hapta. Lara Aika, Kamawaka, Anya, Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against thy children, of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh. Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman. Okay.
This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that is in them that rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Bashem, Yahushua,
Hamashiach,
Aman. Zakah 1. No, you ain't got to say that. Zakah 1, Asha'ah, the memorial of the woman. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leopard, they came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold with 300 pence. 1 year's wages are given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall preach in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman has done be told for a memorial of her. Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, the water, Kaya, Hashabah, the water, Kaya, Amafka, the water, Kaya, Yahushua, Hamashiach, the water, Damyad, Aman, Hallelujah, Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Aman. All right, sisters, be seated. Rock, Yahweh Bashem Yashar Brakatah. Kwam Yashala. Hallelujah. Okay, salute the sister. Okay, men, Madiam, Rock. Yahweh Shema Adon.
Yahweh Shema Adon.
Yahweh Shema Adon.
Yahweh Shema Adon.
Okay. Kwam Yashala. Hallelujah. Okay, so.
And with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, His only begotten Son Yahushua. With that, we end.
Okay.
So maintain the faith. That concludes this week's Torah portion. Be diligent. Next new moon will be December 6th. I'll be doing a new moon live feed on that day. All right, to give understanding, and just stay strong with everything that's going on around us. Kwam Yashala, Hallelujah, Shabbat Shalom. Have a peaceful rest of your Shabbat.
Come, shalom.